moms. Today I'm going to be doing two things here to finish up. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this plate here and I'm going to create a zero clearance plate for my sliding saw here, because there's lots of chunks of wood that get stuck in between when it's really wide here. So I'm gonna cut out a template here, screw it down and cut through, and then it'll be zero clearance, so nothing else is going to get stuck down there. And the last thing I'm going to do for the bench is to secure the two boards on the side for my French cleat system, and I'll show you what that looks like hanging up and off to the side. So it just stores nice and neat underneath. When I need it, pull it out, hook it on the side. So those are the two things we're going to do today, so let's get started. So right here, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about that's getting stuck underneath there. And these little things, if the conditions were right, could end up getting caught in the blade and thrown back up and could become a hazard. So I'm just going to give a clean out of there and get rid of these things, and then I'll mark out my template and cut it up. It was a bit of a tight squeeze to get it in there, so it's just about one of these laminated layer thicknesses too thick. So I'm just going to sand it down both sides, clean up the edges. Other than that, the fit was great. It's really good. And I'm also going to get my drill so that I can just pre-drill my holes so that this the plywood doesn't split. So we'll sand it down, remark our holes, and then we'll put it in place. Right, as you can see, I've sanded down my piece of wood so it fits in here nicely. I have drilled out my holes using my number 10 countersinking drill bit so that the heads, once they're screwed in, will be below the level so that the level of the wood, so that everything will stay nice and flush and slide smoothly. Ooh, say that 5 times fast. So we're going to go ahead and reattach our screws. Now we're going to cut the channel. And this is going to be exactly the amount that the blade is going to cut. And then there will be no more gap for anything to fall in. Perfect. So now I've got a 0 clearance channel. So I can cut really, really small pieces on here and nothing's going to fall down in between that gap. Just a little bit of sawdust, but no more debris like I had before. Okay, so let's get the table and let's move it out and let's attach the cleat system. Okay, so small boo-boo, because I pre-drilled my holes the wrong way. I wasn't visualizing it or holding it up against the side of the desk. my holes are on the wrong side. So I just started drilling. First one went in okay, the other one, because it's much closer to the edge, it ended up splitting the wood. So my fix now is to put an additional screw in the center, and then I'm going to have to glue that crack together, clamp it, and screw it into the side of the desk. It'll end up being strong enough for, you know, how much I'm going to use it, but I'll definitely keep an eye on it. I might need to recut that cleat piece altogether. Darn it. I put this screw in. Unfortunately, the gap wasn't large enough for me to put any wood glue, so I just added a 4th screw, so it's really strong on there. I'll give this a try. If it doesn't work, I may have to take it apart and redo it, but let's give it a go. Basically, how this thing is going to work is I will just pick the shelf up, take this, put it down on the cleat, and then be able to work with my table saw going right along here. So I'll have a nice huge area to be able to work from. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I like how it's turned out. I'm just going to have to work on maybe notching out the bottom of this 2x4 to allow, there's a bracket here, and then there's a foot so that the table saw can slide right up against here and be nice and flat and flush. So anyway, that's my French cleat system. I'm happy with how it turned out for the first time ever making one. I'm pretty pleased with that. And again, it's just easy. It just comes off and on. I'm struggling because there's that cupboard behind me, the cabinet here, which I'm bumping against, but it works great. So anyway, that's my desk project with my French cleat. It's all finished now. Minor adjustment things to do. Again, I got to shave a little bit off on the bottom there for the edge foot, and there's a bracket underneath, or maybe I'll just take that bracket off because I don't really need it. It's for the mauls, which go on the top to help feed the wood through, and the blade protector, which I'll just take off and put on a shelf, so I don't necessarily need that bracket there. So I'm just going to take it apart right now, push the desk back. So far, this desk is done for all of the needs that I have right now. I'm going to switch my focus back to a project I started a while ago, which was that 1910 store counter. And I'm going to finish that off nicely. So I'm going to be giving that a fresh coat of paint, some red and white, which I had talked about, and adjusting some of the shelves. So stick around, keep watching my videos. Please give me a like and subscribe so you can see other videos that I have. Also turn on the notifications so that when I make new videos, you get notified and then you can watch them. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you coming by Handy Mama's Workshop. Ladies, keep playing with your power tools, trying new things, building new things, fixing things up to make your home better for your needs. Thank you so much. Bye for now.